Hi there, I'm Rai from Vanable, and today I'm going to be showing you how to assemble and install our U-shaped phenolic racking onto the 2023 Transit Custom. Now, to do this install, these are the tools that you're going to need. Soft hammer, a PH2 on an impact driver and some wood glue. So we've unboxed everything and we have it all laid out. In front here you can see the left, the right and the bulkhead sections, and we're going to start by building each section up. Start by assembling the bulkhead sections and then we'll move on to the left racking and the right racking. I'm just going to move the others out of the way so you can get a better view of that. So like I said before, we are starting on the bulkhead. We're going to start by assembling the shelving. So to do that, I have the parts laid out. So we have the front of the shelf, the bottom of the shelf, the back of the shelf, and then our 3 dividers. The shelving, as you'll notice, the rough side is on the inside and the smooth side is on the outside. So to assemble the shelving, we would recommend a glue that dries clear. So to start the racking, we're going to start with the divider. Now, this is one of the dividers here, and we're going to run the wood glue along these edges here. There's 2 here, 2 on this side, and then another 2 just here. However, this racking is for demo purposes, so I'm not going to glue it together today. So once you've applied your glue, we're going to start by inserting the dividers. They go into that section there, and then you want to use a soft hammer to hit them down. Repeat the same process another 2 times. So once you've got your dividers in, you want to flip that over onto the back section. Make sure it's properly in. Then we'll grab the front section and we'll lift that into position. So once that's on, we just want to tap that again into position. So once we've got that together, we're going to insert 4 screws. 1 here, 1 here, 1 on the base, and then there's 1 on the very back. So I'll grab them and we'll screw them in. As you can see, we've got the first one together now. We can repeat the process again with the other 2 shelves. Now we have all 3 shelves assembled, we can move on to fitting the sides. So to mount these shelves to our side panel, the easiest way that I've found personally is to flip each one up onto its front face. We're then going to lift this side panel up and slide the front fascia through the side of the panel as far as you can by hand, and then the rest of the way we're just going to knock in with a soft hammer. Once we've got one side on, we're going to repeat the same process on the opposite side. To secure the side panel to the shelves, we've got 3 screws to put in on each shelf. 1, 2, 3. That's top, middle and bottom. So this completes the assembly of the bulkhead section. I can pop this to one side and start assembling the side rack. So we're going to move on to the side racking now. This is the right hand side one. I'm going to start with the top shelf, but the principle of assembly is exactly the same for the other two shelves, only the top one has smaller dividers and a smaller middle section there. So to start, we'll do the same as what we did before with the other ones. If you have wood glue, just bang some on the edges. Once we've got the 3 dividers on, we're going to lift that up and slot it onto the back panel and then knock that in. And finally, the front fascia. So there's 4 screws to go in. There's 2 on this fascia and there's 2 on the opposite fascia. So moving on to the middle or the bottom shelf, whichever one is first, they're exactly the same and are the same build process as the first one. Then lastly, the front fascia plate. And again, we have 4 screws to do, 2 on this fascia and 2 on the opposite one. Now all 3 of our shelves are together. We're going to move on to installing them onto the side panel. The side panel we're going to leave flat and start with the top, working our way down. Much simpler than the bulkhead one. So coming to the side, we've got 4 screws per shelf, 2 at the top and 2 on the base one. Now this side racking is built, we're going to repeat the same process on the opposite shelf. Now that we've got all the rackings assembled, we can move on to installing the bulkhead one first. So we're going to lift this up and take it straight to the bulkhead and you'll see it just slides in place. Now that we've got the bulkhead in, we can mount both the sides. Whether it's the left or the right is entirely up to you. So to install the side racking, you simply lift it into place and we marry up the slotted grooves on the side panel to the bulkhead, making sure that the side panel is flush with the bulkhead panel when the 2 joints are met. Now we're going to install the kick plates. They are the bottom parts of each of the rackings and they simply just screw into the side. So we'll start with the bulkhead one and then we'll move to either the left or the right, either or. As you can see, there's grooves in the side and they just simply slot into there and then we screw them in. Just remember the rough side is on the inside and the smooth side is on the outside. Now that we've got all the racking in the van, the final thing that we need to do is to secure it to the side of the van. As this racking is not staying in the vehicle, I'm not going to physically put them in, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to show you how they do actually go in. So within your kit, you'll have these L-shaped brackets and some screws. These shorter screws here go into the side of the racking, and these other 2 go into the ply lining in the van. So there's nowhere specific that we would say you need to mount this here. You want to find somewhere that's most practical for you to get to under the conditions of your van and what is behind it. So if I'm looking at the side, I'm just looking for a decent place where this bracket can go to, and as well as at the front, we would normally secure it to the bulkhead back here and then a couple down the sides at the rear. And this completes the install of our phenolic U-shaped racking on the 2023 Transit Custom. Thank you for watching.